I made my subscribers a deal that if we hit 100,000 by the end of the year, our channel mascot Galapup would evolve. Well, we did just that in less than 9 months, so it's finally time. But first, let's take a closer look at our mascot Galapup and where the inspiration came from. To understand the mascot, we need to understand the channel name, which is pretty simple. First, my middle name is my father's name, and it starts with a Q, so some friends from college started calling me QJ for Q Jr. I also love space, and the word cosmic just felt right. It might not be a very inspiring origin story for the name, but regardless, it meant that when I was trying to think of what to do for the channel's mascot, it obviously had to be space or cosmic themed. Pokemon are also often based on animals, and I had recently added to my family a long-haired German Shepherd. His name's Leroy. Isn't he so cute? So obviously it had to be a cosmic dog. By the way, all the drawings you're about to see are from an artist named Dragonith. Their link is in the description. They did amazing work and it was awesome working with them. The first draft of Galapup looked kinda goofy, but I was initially worried it would end up not looking like a Pokemon, so we didn't want it to be too dog-like. As we continued working on through different colors as well as body shapes and even a chibi period, I decided that a more realistic looking shape fit the best. After cleaning up the pose and finalizing the shape of the fur and the tail, we landed on this. I loved the shape and it looked a lot like my puppy, but I wasn't quite sold on the blue and purple combo. We tried all blue, purple and gray, white, and finally came to the browns and blues. We finalized which one we wanted and we got our mascot Galapup, the cosmic pup Pokemon. Now I will say creating the evolutions for this guy has inspired me to create a Pokemon region, which I will be showcasing piece by piece on another channel, so stay tuned for that announcement. But since there's a region, there has to be stats and lore, so here we are with Galapup. Galapup are extremely rare and are believed to evolve into the Celestial Protectors Fenclipse and Novalyke, though it has never been witnessed. It's extremely friendly and can harness the cosmic power of the region at will. Its star-like fur reflects the stars and the sky. The UI is also beautiful. It was created by Smeargover on Twitter, go check her out. Galapup is a very normal mythical Pokemon in this region and will play a big part in the region's lore and story. You've already been given a little teaser with its dex entry. Galapup are extremely loyal Pokemon, and while they can be serious in battle, they have a carefree and playful personality like all puppies should. It has a similar base stat total to Meltan and is pretty squishy defensively, but is slightly more specially bulky, with an even split in attack and special attack. It also has a decent speed stat. Its signature move is Comet Strike, an 80 base power move that deals damage based on the target's lower defensive stat, thus the even physical special split in the stats. It also has a 30% chance to boost the speed stat by 1 stage. It's a pretty powerful move, but I felt this cosmic mythical needed something a little special. I went with red as the shiny because not only is red one of my favorite colors, but there's a connection to one of its evolutions. Speaking of evolutions, it's time to get into the first of its 2 evolutions. You heard me right, just like the spiral-bellied frogman or the newly introduced cinder trainee, Galapup has a split evolution, though this one's gender-based. The first evolution Galapup has occurs when a male Galapup is introduced to a charged star piece. I wanted this evolution to look more like a wolf with even more cosmic power, so we played around with it, giving it some more color than its previous evolution, and after finalizing this stance, we had Fenclipse, the Galaxy Wolf Pokemon. This dark fairy type is said to be the main guardian of the Celestials. The cosmic energy flowing off it allows Fenclipse to travel to otherwise inaccessible areas. It's fairly loyal and revered as a deity by the people of Novalyke. Whenever there's a meteor shower, be sure to keep an eye out for this spectacular beast, as it may be nearby. Fenclipse looks like a natural evolution to Galapup. I kept its base colors as well as the shiny, but with a little extra added to the now overflowing cosmic energy coming from the Pokemon. You can also clearly see the comet shard on its chest from evolving with it, though the explanation for these new, different comet shards will be told in the regional videos. This Pokemon has the mythical base stat total of 600, and it's well-rounded. It's more physical in attack while keeping its specially bulky defenses, but it's also boasting a speed stat of 134, which makes it just slightly slower than Pokemon like Mega Manectric and Electrode, but faster than base Mewtwo and even Mega Gengar. Its new ability, Dark Eclipse, is essentially a combination of Moxie, giving it an attack boost for every Pokemon it defeats, but also a nerfed Dark-type Pixelate, turning all normal-type moves dark, but only after defeating a Pokemon, so it's strong but not insanely broken. Comet Surge, the improved version of Galapup's Comet Strike, is a base 110 power fairy-type move. It loses the ability to hit on either the special or physical, but now has a 30% chance to boost attack, speed, and special defense by one stage at the same time. This Pokemon is powerful and proud, as it should be, though I do wonder what these Celestials are that they guard. What do you guys think of this evolution? Moving on to its second evolution, this occurs when a female Galapup is given a brilliant star piece. This design was inspired by my wife when I asked her what Galapup might evolve into. She described a gorgeous, more fox-like hound with flowing energy, almost like fire coming off of it, which gave me an idea. Something a little more graceful and elegant, but shockingly different to feel as though it would make a great counterpart to Fenclipse. Let me introduce Novalyke, the Supernova Wolf Pokemon. Novalyke are often seen accompanying Fenclipse. Its proud and noble nature has made it hard to study, but they seem to be more fierce than their counterparts. While not seen as often, there are stories of this Pokemon helping local townfolk in need. Its shimmering coat radiates heat and power, leaving all those who see it in awe. Now I know what you're thinking, and yes, it looks quite different than Fenclipse and even shares quite a bit less resemblance with Galapup, but in nature this is pretty common. This is a male bird, and this is the female counterpart. Not to mention, Poliwhirl goes from this to this. That makes sense. But then it also goes from this to this. Not as directly correlated. I also love that both evolutions have some sort of connection to a cosmic event, like Fenclipse being a dark type for the eclipse and Novalyke with its fire typing and red fur being a supernova. It's perfect. Novalyke is a fairy fire Pokemon with the new ability Supernova. It's the same as Dark Eclipse, but special attack and fire type, so every time an opponent is defeated, normal moves now become fire and it gains a +1 in special attack. It's a 110 power fairy move, but it has a 40% chance instead of 30 to boost special attack and special defense by one stage. So the odds of getting the boost are higher, but the boost is not quite as good without the speed. Novalyke has roughly the same stat spread as Fenclipse, other than the attack and special attack being swapped, and Novalyke is slightly faster. Its shiny is blue to match the other Pokemon in its evolution line, and I think the white and blue looks absolutely stunning. And there you have it, Galapup and its 2 evolutions. What did you think? Which one's your favorite? Comment down below and maybe even score them 1 out of 10. I'm also super excited to reveal new Pokemon and new lore about the Novalyke region on our new channel, so make sure to hit the bell and subscribe to stay tuned for that announcement. Until next time, peace. Also, GamerSupps is having their year-end Christmas deal right now. Get 10% off using code QJCosmic. Alright, bye. Link in the description.